Black Ops 6 Zombies is going to be absolutely amazing, all right? You guys let me know your opinions down in the comments below, and then we can spark up a conversation and we can talk about some of these things. And if you have anything to add as well, go ahead and leave it down below, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say. The first reason why I think Black Ops 6 Zombies is going to be amazing is Omni movement. So specifically when that comes to training zombies. So I've seen some people complain that modern zombies, there's a lot of wide open spaces. In Liberty Falls, we've seen kind of like on top of the roofs and stuff like that, that there are these spaces where it doesn't feel like you're as cramped as previous zombies experiences. And people are saying that that could be a bad thing. And while, you know, I will say there's a little bit of validity to that, and I do understand that point of view. I do think that with this new Omni movement system, that training zombies in those wide open spaces is going to give a different perspective to the game. I really can't wait to go ahead and try that out and see how that kind of flows within the zombies gameplay. But I do think that is going to add a little bit more realism and different ways to go about playing the game, you know, training zombies and stuff like that. Another thing that I am excited for is the guided mode for Easter eggs. So basically I've been playing zombies since it pretty much came out for Call of Duty, and I have not really done any of the major Easter eggs in most of the maps. I think maybe in Alcatraz I did something, and then in Origins, but that's honestly about it. In Origins, I remember getting on with my friends and we were trying to figure out what to do with the Maxis drone and all that. And it took us a long time, a lot of tries to figure that out. You know, we had dual monitors. On one screen, we had a Wikipedia walkthrough or whatever, explaining all the steps that we had to go through to complete the Easter egg. And we were all trying to do this while we couldn't pause the game, and we could not, you know, we were taken kind of away from that immersive experience. So at least for me, playing zombies for the majority of my life, and not being super hardcore into it, I'm happy to see this guided mode with the Easter eggs, because that means I will get to experience more of the story, more of the lore, and hopefully that will bring me a new perspective and a newfound love for zombies, and then maybe that will encourage me to go back and experience some of the Easter eggs in previous zombies maps. But I'm really happy to see that guided mode going on, because I think they came out with the statistics and not a whole lot of people were completing the Easter eggs. Only really the hardcore player base. Majority of people wouldn't even know that they were there. So I definitely think this is a good thing to include for the game. Next thing up on the list, I have a customizable HUD, right? So one of my biggest complaints, I would say, for modern zombies, at least for me, like, I don't necessarily think it is a huge deal for a lot of people, but that would be the immersiveness of the zombies game that I'm playing. So with these Cold War zombies and stuff like that, like I played a lot of Cold War zombies, seeing all the floating points and all that, and the mini map and all that on the screen, it kind of took away, in my opinion, of the immersiveness. And honestly, I just didn't feel that attached to the game, and it kind of got pretty boring for me sometimes. Like when I would look up at the HUD, I would see zombies on the map. Now, yeah, having a mini map or something like that could be good to locate like the last zombie and kind of get things moving in that regard. But personally for me, I am excited for this customization. I know the first time that I play zombies, I'm probably going to turn off every single HUD element and probably try it out in the most realistic way possible first, and then I'll probably tweak some things from there. But there are a bunch of different HUD customization options and presets that are going to be available at launch, and hopefully they add some zombies customized HUDs in there as well. So that is my hope for that. But I do think having a fully customizable HUD is a big win for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Next thing that we have up on the list is swimming and driving in a boat on Terminus. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how swimming works on Terminus and driving the boat. And there's also this Kraken monster that'll come out and come after you if you are stuck in the water for a prolonged period of time, which I'm actually excited that I hear that, because, you know, that's not going to get the player too comfortable with just escaping some of the zombies in the water. You know, like you're not going to be able to go over there and think you're totally safe, which I do agree with. I feel like that could probably make things like a little bit boring, but just the fact that they added that Kraken in there, come hunt you down when you're spending too much time in the water, I do think that's a good addition. And honestly, that gives me hope for maybe if other maps have some kind of element like that where you think you're going to be safe from zombies, but then again you have some outside factor that kind of pushes you back into the zombies or makes you a little bit paranoid or not think that you're as safe as you once thought. So I do think that that is a good addition, and I want to see if they have more maps coming out that add an element like that to the game. I do think that kind of mixes things up. You know, it doesn't make you like only worry about like the zombies or stuff like that. You also have an outside threat instead of the zombies. So I do think that is a very good addition, and I can't wait to see if that is included in some of the other maps. The next up on the list, I have down that the map is alive. So what I mean by this is, like, in the Terminus gameplay that we have seen, if you open a door, you see a zombie attack this guy and kind of maul him to death. And then when you walk past those zombies in those kind of like beakers or whatever that they're in that liquid, when you walk past them, they kind of burst out and they start attacking you. I can't wait to see if more elements like this are implemented in zombies and some of the other maps. I think, if I remember correctly, World War II zombies had some kind of elements like this, where if you were to go to a certain area, like a zombie would like stick his hand out or something like that, kind of scare the player, kind of shake up the gameplay a little bit more. I do think adding those kinds of things in the game, you know, adds extra depth to zombies, and I do think it will hold the player's attention better than not having those things included in the game. So the next thing that I have on the list is going to be, there will be a set crew on Terminus. This I think is pretty big, and I'm excited to see, you know, like if there's any other crews that they're going to introduce in any other maps. But having the set crew and having specific voice lines that come from that will add more depth to the map that you're playing and the Easter eggs that you go through. And I feel like this is just going to create more immersion, which is a good thing in my opinion. Now, you do have the opportunity, I think, to play as other operators. So if you buy like a bundle in the store, I believe you will be able to play as those operators. So if you want to, you can mix it up in that regard. Which I think will keep things fresh. You know, you could look over at your friend playing and they could be like the Terminator or Michael Myers or something like that. So I do think that it'll keep it fresh in that sense, but having a set crew that you can play is an overall win, because that'll give more background to the map, more lore, and it'll make the players feel more connected to that world. The next thing that I have on the list is a new DLC zombie map coming 2 months after launch. So there'll be 3 playable zombies experiences in December, I believe, or around December. And I think this is going to be huge because, you know, having the game release in October and it's going to have 2 zombies experiences, 2 maps that you can go ahead and jump in, and you can kind of follow the Easter eggs for those, and then you can explore those. Having a new map come out that soon after launch, I think, is a major win for Black Ops 6 Zombies, and I'm excited to see how many other maps that they're going to include in Black Ops 6's lifespan. This gives me hope that the devs are going to do a really good job and with the content and shaking things up and adding more maps than probably that I thought they would. So I think that's a good sign for the support of zombies and the lifespan of that as we see Black Ops 6 throughout next year. So I can't wait to see how many experiences they add and how different they are. I think that's a major win. Now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next thing on the list, which is the Zombies Mastery Camo looks amazing. Now, I know Mastery Camos for zombies isn't necessarily a new thing, but I'm just happy to see it back, and I do think that the camo looks amazing. So that's just another thing why I think Black Ops 6 will be amazing. If you are a person that goes after it for the story, you know, the good thing there is that there will be a guided Easter egg. If you're more of a hardcore player, apparently there's a rumored classic mode, which we're actually going to talk about that on the next point. So hopefully that will be included, and you guys will, the hardcore zombie fans will get an extra layer of depth and hopefully some nostalgia that comes along with that. Hopefully some old things returning. And then also it helps out people for grinding weapons, leveling them up, unlocking challenges and stuff like that. Sometimes, you know, like when you play multiplayer and you kind of get dogged on because SPMM is cranked to the max and you're in lobbies with pros and, you know, things are really sweaty. Sometimes you just want to go over to zombies, level up a gun, possibly get some new camos and stuff like that. I feel like if you just want a nice, chilled experience, I don't know how many people play zombies like this, but maybe go ahead and throw on some music and start leveling up some guns, start unlocking some of the weapon camos and stuff like that to bring those camos over to multiplayer and Warzone. You know, like that'll be a good thing as well. Yeah, going back to the rumored classic mode, hopefully that is a thing. I'm still holding out hope. It's kind of just, you know, obviously it's just a rumor at this point, and I don't necessarily think that there is anything that 100% proves that it is going to come out, but I'm just hoping that it does. I kind of would like to go and have things be shaken up a little bit, have the regular mode, the guided Easter egg mode, and then possibly a classic mode that kind of brings zombies a little bit back to the roots, where you start like with a pistol or a gun that's pretty weak, and then you have that progression there. So hopefully that's in there. I don't necessarily know, like, you know, if that's going to be in there or not. I was kind of hesitant on putting that on the list for reasons why I think Black Ops 6 will be amazing, because that's unconfirmed, but, you know, it is a possibility, and I'm just being very hopeful at this point. The last thing that I have on this list is the potential for the devs listening and being more transparent. And what I mean by this is they came out with the COD Pod, the Call of Duty podcast, and on there they were saying that will be a good way for them to address things and kind of be more transparent with the community, not only with zombies but with multiplayer and Warzone as well. And on there, I'm pretty sure they heard that whatever feedback that people have online, that they are listening to, and they are taking in ideas from everywhere. So honestly, I think that is overall a good thing. I know the zombies community has been kind of torn over what they've seen so far in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and I do think that extra little bit of transparency for them having the COD podcast and being willing to do something like that, I think that will bring the community a little bit closer with the developers, and hopefully they will be able to listen to our constructive criticism and be able to change things for the better. But yeah, that's all I have on my list so far. That's everything that I could think of. Let me know if you guys agree with me or disagree with me. For any reasons, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on whether you think Black Ops 6 Zombies is going to be amazing, or if you think it's going to be a sleeper of a game. I hope you all stay safe out there. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.